Merlin Sports.
Welcome to Week 8, where we hit the halfway point of the season. And what a competitive season it's been. Many more teams are in the playoff race, and no one team is running away with it. Well, let's get right to our 3-pack of picks for Week 8. The 2-5 New York Giants travel to Philly to take on the 5-2 Eagles in an NFC East matchup. Philly is favored by 7.5 points. The Giants have been playing pretty good since they smashed the Eagles in New York in Week 6, but they blew a big lead in Denver last week. But they still put up 32 points against an elite Denver defense. The Eagles come into this game with revenge on their mind. They were embarrassed by the Giants 2 weeks ago, but they had a good game in defeating the Vikings last week. This is a big spread and a divisional matchup, and Eagles haven't exactly been blowing out opponents. They're still searching for their game, to be honest, but this is a second chance at the Giants, and they should be able to make changes to their game plan based on what they seen 2 weeks ago. Based on the revenge factor and the game being in Philly, I think they'll dial up an effective game plan to defeat the Giants. We don't like the big spread in this game, so we're just going to take the Eagles to win straight up in this game and lay off the point spread. Next, we head to Houston, where the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers pay the 2-4 Texans a visit in a cross-conference matchup. The 49ers come in playing some good ball and finally got a huge game from Christian McCaffrey in their victory over the Atlanta Falcons last week. They are still banged up, but Coach Shanahan has done a masterful job in scheming from week to week, and the 49ers sit tied for first in the NFC West. On the flip side, the Houston Texans are having a dreadful year. Fully expected to win the division, they'll be lucky to contend for a wild card, as their remaining schedule includes games against the Broncos, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Colts twice. They just can't seem to protect quarterback CJ Stroud and generate much offense. How they are favored by 2.5 points is only because they're at home, and San Fran is a West Coast team playing a 1 o'clock game. San Fran should be able to move the ball some on Houston's defense, and although they are banged up on defense, Shanahan should be able to scheme well enough to generate pressure on Stroud. We like the 49ers to win this game outright, and you get 2.5 points as underdogs too. Take the 49ers to win this game. For our third pick, we head into New Orleans, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visit the Saints in an NFC South matchup. This is first in the division in Tampa Bay versus worst in the division in New Orleans. Now, New Orleans has been more competitive than some of the other bottom feeders in the league. Yeah, I'm talking about you, the Jets and the Titans. And this is a divisional matchup in which games usually tighten up. That's probably why Tampa is only favored by 4.5 points. And it's also New Orleans. But Tampa's looking to rebound after getting stuffed in Detroit last week. Tampa is still trying to prove they belong in the conversation with the top tier teams in the league. But they just seem to fall short against the big boys, as such with their defeats against the Eagles and Lions. But they seem to have no problem beating up on the lower teams, and New Orleans fits the bill. Look for Tampa to assert their dominance over the Saints. Take Tampa to win by a touchdown and cover the 4.5 points as road favorites. Well, that does it for this week. Best of luck, and be sure to catch our power rankings released every Tuesday morning.